Hello everyone, Skylar Moore here, Head of Investor Relations with The Lucrative Investor, and I've got a great product that I wanted to show you that is a securities-based financing for real estate professionals that may allow you to leverage your security portfolio and obtain a line of credit for real estate purposes. You know, years ago when the market was rising, families and investors were buying homes all over the market and riding the appreciation wave, in some cases 20 to 30% or more a year. It was literally riding a wave. You couldn't go wrong with anything that you purchased, and it was literally raining money. Well, we all know eventually the market took a crash, and some have gone down at 50%, some even more. And that's put a lot of investors in the squeeze. You know, right now they're walking a fine line because we've got a global credit crunch, we've got falling home prices, which has made it nearly impossible for investors and homeowners to refinance or obtain a loan to purchase new distressed deals that may be in your market. And even qualified borrowers are getting denied or having a really tough time. I can tell you firsthand, we've got some investors that are 700 plus credit scores, plus have $500,000 or more liquidity in the bank, that are self-employed and cannot get a loan right now. And this kind of product, if they have a securities portfolio, is perfect for them. You know, in this market, it's difficult to know which direction to go. You know, there's a big debate of, of people letting their homes go back that are negative in equity, and this is something that may be able to help you out if you're in that situation, or on the other hand, are looking to take advantage of those distressed situations. Whatever you do, don't stick your head in the sand, because there is hope, and you don't have to blow through your savings in order to keep your portfolio going. We have a solution, and it may be a securities-based financing portfolio for you. Here are just some actual facts about what's going on in today's real estate market. Loan-to-value limits are significantly lower than they have been in the past. It used to be nothing for investors to get in with 0, 5, 10, 15% down. You know, in most cases it's at least 20 to 25%, and sometimes it's even more if you're getting into multifamily deals. Credit score requirements have definitely gone up. I'm seeing 680 or above at a minimum. You know, I'm sure there are some products out there that are 600 or lower, or whatever it may be, but then you get into more unfavorable terms, which we don't advise, investors to get into unless they have to. Stated income loans, forget about it. We're not even going to get into that. Then, of course, you've got Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and these different regulatory agencies that are limiting the amount of properties people can have. Currently, it's 4, used to be 10 in the past. So if you're an investor that has 5, 6, 8, 10 or more properties, traditional loans aren't going to do it for you. Then you've got hard money loans, which you better have a smoking deal for it to make sense. And even those lenders are starting to feel the squeeze because they're working out loans they've done in the past that have also lost value. They're dealing with bankruptcies, all kind of things that the average investor is dealing with as well. So what are going to be the keys to success in order to get you where you want to be? Well, here's just some facts that we have about this product. Interest rates are going to vary depending upon the amount that you have your line of credit. Minimum is $100,000. There is no cap, but let's say at $1 million you're looking at around 3% and can go all the way up to around 5.25%. The terms on this loan are typically 3 years. It can be prepaid at any time without additional fees or costs. And as we touched, the minimum is $100,000 and your maximum is going to be right at $1 million. Is this a no document line of credit? Well, it is, since it's a securities-based line of credit. There's fast closings here that can take place in as little as 5 days, which is amazing. If you're doing anything in this market right now, it's anywhere from 90 that I'm seeing to 120 days to get a traditional loan closed. And I know that sounds crazy if you haven't been in this market, but if you have been, you know that's what we're dealing with. And we don't have upfront costs with this, as often associated with self-directed IRAs or other products. So the big question is, what qualifies? Well, basically think of things that are secure and well-known, such as U.S. Treasury notes, mutual funds, publicly traded REITs, things of that nature. Basically, something you've seen on CNBC, you can feel good about that. What isn't going to qualify? Well, real estate obviously isn't going to qualify. Restricted stocks, things on foreign exchange that are just very illiquid or elusive and hard to get a hold of. So what are the most common uses for the securities-based line of credit? Well, the first would be generating or increasing a down payment. because with today's more stringent loan-to-value guidelines like we touched on, many down payments or larger down payment can be the difference between closing or losing a deal. The outright purchase of real estate. Having access to a sizable line of credit is going to allow you to pay cash for a property, avoiding the normal delays associated with traditional mortgages or hard money loans. And refinancing a property today is much easier than a purchase. And once you're approved, your line of credit is accessible immediately. So when that right deal comes along, you're able to jump in on it. Paying down an existing mortgage or refinancing. Like we said, purchases are tough to do these days. Refinances are much better, and you may need to use this to get the loan to value that you need to get out before that rate readjusts or whatever your situation is. You could do this for a bridge loan. Bridge loans are a short-term loan that are used by a person or a company to secure permanent financing or remove an existing obligation, and these loans relatively come with high interest rates and are typically backed by some kind of collateral such as real estate. This use is my personal favorite. The REOs, fix and flips, short sales, whatever technique that you want to use in this transactional income phase is fine. But they all have a common thread, and that's that you need to have the cash. If you don't have the money, you're not going to be able to get the price that you need to make these deals work. And this is something that you're seeing all over the web right now. But the big thing to keep in mind is if you do have a securities-based line of credit ready to go, when those deals come along, you don't have to run around and try to place financing or get a syndication together because you have your own cash locked and loaded. We wanted to keep this simple. You've taken your entire life to build this nest egg, and it takes a long time to build wealth, and just one or two bad decisions can completely sink the whole thing. And we've got a top-tier licensed and regulated professional people that we want to sit down and to go over with all the details with you. Don't hesitate. I know it's one of those things that you may be sitting there, hey, is this going to be right for me? And I'm not here to tell you that it is right for you. Depending upon your situation, depending upon your securities portfolio, it's going to really differ. But what we want to do is have our professional team sit down, qualify, and explore if this is something this is right for you. So we look forward to working with you. We'd love to see if this is something that makes sense for you so you can get back to doing things that you enjoy, whether that be out on the lake, whether that be playing golf, gardening, going to the kids' games, whatever it may be. Life is too short to sit and worry about your portfolio or have financial stress. So we look forward to working with you and seeing how we can help.